Most people spend their lives trying to fill their hands with gold. But what if the only way to hold a miracle is to first let go of everything you own? Kaelen was about to learn that the end of the road is often just the beginning of a masterpiece. In a village perched high on the jagged spine of the Silver Peaks, there lived a young woman named Kaelen. Unlike the people in the valley below, the mountain folk didn't farm the earth. They were weavers. They created tapestries so beautiful and strong that they were said to keep a traveler warm, even in a blizzard. Kaelen was the most talented weaver of her generation. Her fingers moved like lightning, and her patterns were more complex than any the village had ever seen. While others used simple sheep's wool, Kaelen dreamt of weaving with the silver of the moonlight and the gold of the sunrise. But Kaelen had a problem. She was proud. She believed her talent made her better than the others. She looked down at the older weavers who moved slowly, their joints stiff with age. "They are relics of the past," she would whisper to herself. "I am the future." One winter, a terrible storm hit the mountains. For 40 days, the snow fell so thick that no one could leave their homes. The mountain passes were blocked. Food began to run low, and even worse, the village ran out of wool. Without wool, there was no work. Without work, there was no hope. Kaelen sat in her cold workshop, staring at her empty loom. For the first time in her life, she felt powerless. She had all the skill in the world, but she had nothing to work with. She grew bitter. She paced the floor, cursing the snow and the mountains. "Why is this happening to me?" she cried out. "I am the best weaver. I should be creating masterpieces, not sitting in the dark shivering." On the 41st day, an old woman named Sora knocked on Kaelen's door. Sora was the oldest weaver in the village, a woman Kaelen had often ignored. Sora was wrapped in a thin, faded shawl, and her hands were empty. "Kaelen," the old woman said softly, "the village is freezing. The children have no blankets. We must go to the Echo Cave." Kaelen laughed bitterly. "The Echo Cave? That's a legend, Sora. They say the ancient maker lives there, but no one has seen her in a century. Besides, I have no wool. What am I supposed to weave with? Air?" Sora reached out and touched Kaelen's hand. "The ancient maker does not give wool to those who have plenty. She only appears to those who have nothing left to lose. Come with me." Desperate and cold, Kaelen followed Sora up the dangerous, icy path. The wind roared, trying to push them off the cliff, but Sora moved with a strange, steady strength. Finally, they reached a cave hidden behind a frozen waterfall. Before we reveal the ancient maker's secret, if you're finding value in this journey, please hit that subscribe button. It helps us keep these stories alive and ensures you never miss a new lesson from the Silver Peaks. Now let's step into the cave. Inside, the cave was warm and filled with a soft, golden light. In the center sat an ancient loom made of dark, polished wood. Sitting at the loom was a woman whose hair looked like flowing water. She wasn't weaving wool. She was weaving threads of pure light. "I have been waiting," the ancient maker said. Her voice sounded like 1,000 harps. Kaelen stepped forward, her pride returning for a moment. "I am Kaelen, the finest weaver of the Silver Peaks. I have come for your materials. Give me your finest silk, and I will show you a masterpiece." The ancient maker smiled, but it was a sad smile. "To weave the light, Kaelen, you must first unweave yourself. You are too full of your own greatness. There is no room in your heart for the thread." "What do you mean?" Kaelen asked, confused. "Look at your hands," the ancient maker said. Kaelen looked down. Her hands were clenched into tight fists, holding on to the memory of her fame and her beautiful workshop. "Every time you said, 'I am the best,' you tied a knot in your soul," the ancient maker explained. "You cannot weave a blanket for a freezing child if you are only thinking of your own glory. The secret of the weaver is not the silk. It is the space between the threads. It is the humbleness to serve." Suddenly, Kaelen felt a deep sense of shame. She thought of the children in the village shivering while she had been complaining about her lost fame. She realized that her talent was a gift meant to be shared, not a crown to be worn. She fell to her knees and opened her hands. "I have nothing," she whispered. "I am nothing. Please, just tell me how to help them." The ancient maker nodded. "Now you are ready." She handed Kaelen a spindle, but it appeared to be empty. "Weave with the breath of your lungs and the love in your heart," she commanded. Kaelen sat at the ancient loom. She didn't try to make a complex pattern to impress anyone. She simply thought of the cold children and the hungry families. As she moved the shuttle, invisible threads began to appear. They glowed with a warmth that filled the entire cave. She wove for hours, her movements graceful and selfless. When she finished, she had created a stack of blankets that felt as light as a feather, but as warm as a summer sun. Sora and Kaelen carried the glowing blankets back to the village. As they draped them over the villagers, the snow outside began to melt. The warmth from the blankets was so strong that it turned the winter into an early spring. Kaelen never spoke of her greatness again. She spent the rest of her life teaching the young weavers that the most beautiful patterns are those made when you forget yourself entirely. The secret was simple. When you empty your hands of pride, the universe fills them with light. Kaelen thought her talent was her greatest strength, but it was actually her biggest barrier. It wasn't until her hands were empty that they were finally ready to hold something truly miraculous. If you're feeling empty right now, whether it's in your work, your dreams, or your heart, take a breath. Maybe you aren't losing everything. Maybe you're just being unwoven so you can be made into something better. Did this story resonate with you? If it did, please hit that like button and subscribe. Keep weaving with love, and I'll see you in the next story. Take care.